Hey everyone, welcome to today's walkthrough. What we're going to do is take you through a 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Transit. This particular make is the high roof with the extended. And we're going to share a little bit more background on what went into this build today. So the client is currently coming from a travel trailer to a van. And one of the reasons they're kind of transitioning from that to this is because they want to be able to get to a few more places that they couldn't pulling a trailer. They also wanted a little bit more versatility of getting into some of the pullouts and sightseeing, and the ability to kind of get on those gravel and forestry roads and see a few more unique things that you can't pulling a trailer. Now, in doing so, they opted for a few things on the exterior that we're going to talk about. One is a van compass lift. They got that along with an upgraded wheel and tire package. They wanted their van to be able to look a certain way as opposed to kind of looking like the Amazon vans that sometimes the Transits can look like. So one of the ways they did that is they opted for a vinyl package to get the exterior looking a certain way. And then because they're going to be going on some of these gravel roads, they also opted for a 3M rock guard protection along the whole front end all the way up the A-pillars as well. So that's going to protect when they're on those gravel roads and forestry roads. Now, this particular client is also going to be spending a little bit more time off-grid. So one of the things that's important is having a lot of solar, so you have the ability to do that. Now, up here we've got the Orion rack. Now, the Orion rack is a longer and wider rack than some of the racks that are on the market. And what that allows us here to do at Wilderness Vans is put 600 watts of solar up there. Now, having 600 watts of solar is not something unique, but still being able to have a large Dometic AC unit and a max air fan mixed into all of that is where things can get complicated. And we've been able to do the 600 watts of solar along with the AC and the max air. And then we've also been able to include for the client Starlink. So their Starlink system is integrated into that rack as well. Now, one other thing that's unique that we've done for this particular client, most of the time the Orion rack is dedicated for more of a mechanical based awning system. We found a unique way to be able to install the Dometic electric awning up there, so they're able to utilize that. And all you have to do is push a button, the awning extends out, and then it's freestanding. So it's a super simple solution that allows you to just have it out whenever you want, and it can be out in 15 seconds. Now that we've covered a little bit on the exterior, now let's jump onto the inside of the van so we can have a look at this Chinook floor plan that started as a base, but we further customize it to fit the needs of the client. So let's have a look. Now, before jumping into the whole build, what we want to do is talk about why the client chose the floor plan that they did. They had a few key features that they wanted to have within a floor plan, and then we helped them choose the Chinook based on those and customize it and tailor it to their needs. So first was lots of storage, second was a north and south facing bed, and third that they wanted to have was an indoor shower. And that was the basis of choosing the Chinook. And now let's jump up to the dinette and show some of the features that this van entails. One of the things that's typically found in a Chinook is a dedicated bench facing this way and a smaller table. But what we've done with this particular build and this client is we've brought everything forward so that their seat and their bench area connects to the swivel of the driver's seat. In doing so, they also got a larger table, and we also opted to do our swivel here to be able to connect to the passenger seat as well. So you get a lot of table space, and you get the benefit of moving things forward and getting more space back there. Now, in a Chinook, you're gonna have nice broad arrow windows all throughout. All those windows have blackout screens, bug screens, and awning style windows. Right here next to the table, if you need to do some work, you do have 120 to plug those laptops in. You also have USB and USB-C right here. And then you've got a dimmer switch. Now, one of the things you're gonna notice about the Chinook is there's a lot of upper cabinetry all throughout that provides great storage. And in one of the upper cabinets right above here is also our electrical hub for them to be able to access everything. So having moved our dinette forward, that gained us more space right here within this kind of cabinetry area. And what that allowed us to do was give our client the indoor shower that they were after, which is the CamperVan shower here. Drops down just like so. And there's a curtain that hangs from the ceiling via the magnets here. So your curtain drops down, so everything's fully enclosed, but it's not a fully enclosed dedicated system that takes up a lot of space. And because it's not, we gain some extra closet space as a result of that. So they've got a closet here, and this is great for extra bedding because it's nice and deep, as opposed to some of our other cabinetry that lines at the top of the build here. You also end up with a nice pantry, And then we've got the Vitrofrigo 90 fridge right here, nice and slim. And the beauty of this is that it's all above, so you can see everything, so you're not bending down below like you might in other floor plans. So great system. Now let's move on to the galley. Now, because the client opted to get the extended transit, what that allowed was for an extension in the bed and then also an extension countertop. So having come from the trailer that they did, they knew that they still wanted lots of space to be able to do their cooking and have that as an available option. So this was a great solution for that. They do have the Dometic 2-burner stove. Right above that, you do have 120, so you can still plug in a espresso maker, even just like boil some hot water that way. You've also got your thermostat right here for your heating system within your van. Above, we've got more additional cabinets. As we work our way down the galley, you've got a nice Ravati sink right here, nice deep sink, and then you've got an extension to your countertop to get even more length than you already have, which is great for just setting things on or doing what you need to, but it also provides your passenger a place to put things down if they'd like as well. And below that, we have 2 additional drawers. One of the things you're going to notice with this build is that it's chock full of a lot of drawers. You've got drawers all through here, and through here. So there's no shortage on storage. The one thing I will show you in this cabinet here is your gray water system. So this is where your gray water comes just specifically from your sink. And this is a 20-liter Comet jug that allows you to just quickly unscrew that and then go dump it and take care of it. So very simple system to use and access. Now, one of the unique things built right into our cabinetry here of the galley is your step to get in and out of bed, which enables you to have a system that works well for getting in and out, that isn't a dedicated ladder that kind of gets in your way throughout. So nice little system to get into bed. Now let's talk a little bit more about what's back here. Now, one of the unique features about wilderness vans is we do have the ability to customize a little bit. With the bed, we are able to customize to the length that they need to. Now, they're not overly tall people, so they're not over 6 feet, so their bed is 72 inches long. If you are a little taller, we do have the ability to stretch that a little further with this particular floor plan, but that'll depend on each client. One of the other things that you're going to notice about this bed space is also the head space that I have right here. You have the ability to sit up in bed and hang out, to read a book. That comes as a result of them not needing to carry bikes. Normally, people that need to carry bikes in their garage, we build the beds a little higher so they have that ability to get the handlebars through. They're not going to be doing that, or what they'll opt to do is carry their bikes on the back of the vehicle instead of on the inside. So they gain that head space, they gain deeper cabinets here. So instead of them being smaller cabinets, we're able to go the bigger cabinets as well. And then right here, you're gonna notice that we got some open cubbies for them to store their devices. On both of these here, you have USB and USB-C tucked away in there. Now on both sides, we've got all of our dimmer lights throughout here. So you have the ability to just touch, and you have the ability to dim your lights just by holding it down. So you can set the mood for what you want based on each occupant that's laying in bed. And you've got one on either side for each individual. Now, the Max Air fan is located right above the bed. That has the ability to suck air in or pull air out, depending on what kind of comfort you need in your van. And right in front of that, you've also got the Dometic AC unit that allows you to keep everything nice and cool in the summer. And with that, the other thing to note is it stays relatively cool in here with little use of that because your van is fully insulated for 4-season use. And that's applicable both in the summer and in the winter. Now what we want to do is show you guys what's below the bed inside the garage. Now, because this back doesn't need to haul bikes, what we've done is we've done a tray system in here. And the reason we've done a tray system is when you end up with a really deep garage like this, it's hard to access things that are the back. So you have the ability to pull out your trays and still get to everything. And these are 4-foot trays on slides. They're heavy duty slides and they hold up to 500 pounds worth of carrying capacity. So you don't have to worry about going too light here. Now, we do have an outdoor shower here as well. So we've got the Sobo shower. Right in this storage compartment here is where you can hold your hose for attaching to that. And then you also have a shower curtain, roll-off shower curtain that connects across your doors here. So you've got the privacy of this area right here. Now, you've noticed throughout this Chinook build, there's lots of storage all throughout there. In this particular build, you end up with 2 extra cubbies on both sides here, one here and one right here as well. And the reason we're able to do that is because they opted for the extended version. And because they've got a longer system going this way, when people go east and west, you're limited on what your space is in your garage. So with that extra length, we're able to extend things a little further. Now the back, here's where the electrical system sits. This is a Victron system with 540 amp hours of lithium battery and a 600 watts of solar up top. Now the other unique thing about that Victron system is not only is it tied to your solar, it's also tied to your alternator. So when you're driving, you're also charging those batteries. And then on the side of the vehicle, we also have a 30 amp shore power plug-in. So when you're at home or you're at a camping space that has shore power, you can just plug it in and you don't have to worry about the solar or about charging it while driving. The other unique thing about this build is because we've got that extra space, we've been able to do a larger freshwater system in this build. So these guys have opted to do a 90-liter freshwater tank inside of here. And you've got access to that along with the plumbing through this cabinet right here. Now with that bigger garage, one of the unique things we've done with this particular client that you would have seen from the other side was having drawers accessible from the front. So one of the things we can do in a build is if you want to be able to access things from the back, we can always leave that open and have a nice little in and out door that's accessible from the hallway. Or if you want more storage space accessible from the front, then we can opt for a drawer system that you would have seen earlier on. The other area that we've added even more storage is right here on the sides, where we've used the Van Essentials cubby system to be able to provide a lot more storage for just loose things that don't always need to be bouncing around anywhere. So it's great for accessing things on the outside, but it also allows you to have a few things that you can store accessible from your bed without them being in the cabinets. So thanks for having a look at our Chinook build that we built for our client. If you'd like to learn more about this particular build, look at the description below and you'll find a link to go to this exact build. And in there you'll be able to see a full gallery along with a full spec sheet of everything that this build included. Until next time, see you guys.